Hello folks, my name is Garvit Joshi and today on behalf of AWS Cloud Community LPU, I'll be showing you how to create and manage EC2 instances. So let's get started. I'll be clicking on services section here. As you can see, there are many AWS services available. I'll be clicking on EC2 service. This will open up my EC2 dashboard. Now I'll be going into my instances section. As you can see, there's no instance currently running, so I'll be launching a new instance. So the first step is that we'll be choosing an Amazon machine image, which is also called an AMI. An AMI is a template that contains software configurations such as an operating system, application server, and applications that are required to launch our instance. As you can see, there are many AMIs available here. Some of them are free tier eligible and some of them are not. So you will have to pay for these. There are many other sections such as community AMIs. In community AMI, these are the AMIs that are provided to us by community members. In AWS Marketplace, many trusted vendors such as SAP, Zend, and Microsoft provide their AMIs. In my AMI section, all the AMIs that you have created are kept here. So I'll just be using an Amazon Linux 2 AMI, which is free tier eligible, and I'll select this. So the step 2 is that we'll be choosing an instance type. Instance type is the combination of your CPU, memory storage, and network capacity. So there are many types of instance families such as T2 and T3. These are burstable types of instances, which means that they can be used for your good performance for a short period of time. There are many other instance families such as C types of instance families, which give you a good CPU. These can be used for your compute or database purposes. The G types of instances give you a good GPU, which means that these can be used for your video rendering or machine learning purposes. The I types of instances give you a good local input output, so these can be used in your database apps. The M type of instances give you a medium workload type of environment, so these can be used in your web apps. For now, I'll just be going for a T2 micro as this is free tier eligible. I'll be going into my configure instance details. Number of instances that I want to deploy is 1. I'll not be requesting a spot instance. We'll learn more about spot instances in our future videos. The network will be a VPC. So a VPC is Amazon Virtual Private Cloud that enables us to launch an AWS resource into a virtual network that we have defined. Subnet will not have any preference over our subnet. So subnet means that on which availability zone do we need our AWS EC2 to be deployed. So we will not have any preference over this. Auto assign public IP will be enabled. This means that AWS will automatically provide us with public IP from their pool. Placement group is a vast topic, so I'll just give you an idea about this, and we'll make another video about this. So placement groups is how our EC2 infrastructure, how our EC2 instance will be kept in our AWS infrastructure. So there are 3 strategies. One is cluster, the other one is strategy, and the third one is partition. So we'll just go into our user data. So EC2 user data, when you launch an instance in Amazon EC2, you have an option of passing user data to the instance so that it can be used for performing some common automated tasks such as running scripts or installing software or updating a software or configuring a software. So for the sake of convenience, I have created a bash script that can be used. So this is our interpreter bin bash that will be used. It will give us admin privileges, then we'll be updating all our softwares, then we'll be installing Apache service, then we'll be starting the Apache service, we'll enable the Apache service, and then we'll just print a message into our index.html, which will be used by our Apache service. So I'll just copy this and I'll paste it here. Now I'll be going into my storage section. By default, one storage will automatically be configured to us, which is a root volume with the mount point of dev xvda. It will have a unique snapshot ID which will be used in our Amazon S3. Size will be of 8 GB. The volume type will be a general purpose SSD, which is also called a GP2. The IOPS will be 100. The IOPS that are provided are 100 out of 3000. So IOPS are a unit of measurement of input output operations per second. These operations are measured in kilobytes. So the delete on termination will be ticked, which means that if accidentally our EC2 instance gets terminated or we terminate our EC2 instance, the whole EBS volume will also be deleted. I'll not select encryption. Now I'll be going into my tag section. So to help us manage our instances and images, Amazon EC2 provides us with tags. You can assign our own metadata to our resources in a form of tags. So these tags will be automatically attached to our instances, volumes and network interfaces. So let me give a meaningful tag to it. I'll just write here first EC2. This is a first instance, and this will be automatically attached to my instance, volume and network interfaces. Now I'll go into my configure security group. So a security group is like a firewall to your Amazon EC2. Every inbound and outbound traffic will be going out through your security group, and it will tell if the particular signal can access your Amazon EC2 or it can go out. By default, every outbound traffic is allowed, so our EC2 can connect to any instance or any website. But for inbound traffic, that means that if we want to connect to our Amazon EC2, these are commonly restricted for us. So for I'll be creating a new security group, which I'll name as my SG. I'll name it as my first security group. The type will be an SSH. The protocol will be a TCP. The port range will be a 22. So on port 22, I will be connecting to my EC2. So for source, I can select it anywhere. It means that from anywhere I can connect to my Amazon EC2. This can be a security hazard. As you can see, there's a warning, which means that this will allow all IP address to access my instance. So if I do it as my IP, this means that it will calculate my IP address, and then no other person can then connect to my EC2. Only this set of IP can only connect to my EC2. So I'll just be writing a description as SSH from my laptop. Now I'll be going into my review and launch. I'll just review all my settings that I have created here, and I'll be launching this instance. Now we'll be creating a key pair. This key pair will be used to SSH into our EC2. I'll be creating a new key pair, and I'll name it as EC root tutorial. I'll download this key pair. Now I'll just launch this instance. Now I'll be going into my view instance section. As you can see, this instance is in pending state, so we'll have to wait for some time. Instance is running, so I'll just be selecting this, and I can see all the details here, such as its public IPv4, its private IPv4 address, public IPv4 DNS, and its instance state, and many other things. So in security, we can see which security group has been attached to this, the inbound rule, the outbound rule. So as I have told you that in our outbound rule, all the port ranges with all protocols and destination, this means that all the IP addresses, all the sets of IP addresses have been allowed, but in inbound rule only from port 22 and protocol TCP and the source. This means this IP address can only connect through port 22 with a protocol of TCP. So only one protocol, only one rule has been added here. We'll have to edit this because we'll have to access an Apache service through port 80 also. So now I'll show you how to connect through an SSH. I'll just click on this and I'll click on connect. This will open up how to connect to my EC2 instance instructions. So if to open up through an SSH client, what we have to do is we'll have to change the mode of that PEM key we just downloaded here. So I'll copy this command and I'll open terminal here and I'll paste this. So this will change the mode of my EC2 tutorial PEM key, so all the other users in this laptop cannot view this PEM key. So I'll enter this. Now I'll be connecting to an instance through my public DNS. So this is my public DNS and the command that I'll be using is this. So I'll just copy this and I'll paste it here. This means that through an SSH client I'll be connecting to my EC2 instance, and this is the public DNS of this through this PEM key. So I'll just enter, and as you can see now I have logged into my Amazon Linux 2 AMI. So now I can run any set of command that are available on Linux. So uname-r will tell me which Linux kernel I am using. So there are many other commands such as curl local host 80. So this will tell me the on localhost port 80 which site has been deployed, and we can see the hello world from AWS Cloud Community LPU that we have used in our Apache service in our EC2 user data. So this was the command, and we can see that on port 80 this has been deployed. So now what I'll be showing you is how to log out. We can just type logout and we'll be log out into we have been log out. Now I'll show you how to show a web page. So I'll just open this address, and if you see, if I have to just edit this and I'll just do HTTP, and if you see that this will be only loading because we don't have access to our EC2 to our Apache server, as it will be from port 80. So I'll have to edit my security group. I'll be adding a new rule. So I'll give it as HTTP. It will have a protocol of TCP with a port range of 80. So it will be from anywhere. It will be for Apache service. So now I'll save this rule. So now I have to give it some time. Now I'll just enter this. It may take some time, so let me go into my instance back. Now I'll open this address again. I'll have to HTTP. So as you can see, now my message has been printed into a web server. So this is how our EC2 instance can be used, and we can terminate our instance just by clicking on this and going into our actions and instance state, and then we can terminate this instance. So this is how we will be terminating our instance. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope you have a nice day. Thank you.